Your Chief Fire Officer said the EBA agreement is not perfect. Where does it fail?
Oh, no agreement's perfect, Neil.
So where
I
are
think
the
you would
problems?
know that.
I do know that, but where are I see problems in it. Where do you see problems?
Well, I think one of the problems I see is that it's long, it's complex, its clauses interact with each other, and I think it's quite difficult to interpret. And I guess that's why the board has worked so hard to get this mutual understanding between the union and us so that it can aid in the interpretation.
Do you agree that it changes the balance of authority and strength and power more towards the union than it has been?
Look, I think what the challenge in front of the CFA is for the CFA to sort of occupy that space of managing the workforce, managing the future, managing both volunteers and career staff.
But do you agree it gives extra power and authority to the union?
I think it's pretty tricky for us. I agree with that.
But sorry, what do you mean by tricky? Does it give extra power and authority to the union?
Well, what it does is it requires extensive consultation with the union. And
Ms. Diver, does it give extra power, authority and additional strength to the union that it did not have previously?
I think it requires additional consultation. That's true.
You're avoiding the question.
I don't think I am. What I'm saying is that there are a lot of clauses in the enterprise agreement that require us to consult with and agree with the union.
That were not there before.
That's right. And what we've got is dispute resolution processes as well. So what we've got is a dispute resolution person that we can go to, and we've got in the statement of intent clauses that say that we will progress those disputes in an efficient manner. We've also got the role of the Emergency Services Commissioner in overseeing the agreement to ensure that we're all kind of cooperating and playing nicely in the implementation. But we've also got the other thing to say is that we've got quite a lot of consultation mechanisms in place with the volunteers as well.
Okay. That disputes resolution person, is that a union member or not?
No, that's an independent person.
Okay. How much is it going to cost?
So we're still working through the cost of the implementation of the agreement.
The government has said absolute maximum 160 million. Do you agree?
We're still working through the details. So
how does the government know 160 million?
Well, that's what the government. That's a matter really for the government. We've got one of the things that the board was very keen to ensure was that we had the guarantee from government of fully funding the agreement. And that was in particular to address the volunteers' concerns that we would be sort of cross-subsidising and taking from volunteer initiatives or volunteer support into the agreement. That's absolutely confirmed that the government will fully fund the agreement.
And they've given that promise without knowing how much it's going to cost.
Well, we're working through Treasury.
You've got an unequivocal agreement from government to meet the cost, but they don't know what it is.
Well, that's a matter for government, not for me.
Oh, no, I agree, but that's the situation, is it?
The situation is that we're still working through the costs.
And they've agreed to
implement.
All right.
Yep.
Without knowing. What are your estimates at the moment?
So we're still working through them.